How's it going, everyone? It's Ben Foggins Media Corner back again with a brand new video for today. Welcome back to another movie review, aka After I Saw. This time for this new episode for this series is going to be my review on the 2023 biographical sports drama, and that is The Boys in the Boat. Now, this film's based off the book that was made back in 2013, and this film's based on the true story where we follow the University of Washington rowing team in the quest to compete in the 1936 Summer Olympics. So that's pretty much the story of The Boys in the Boat. Now, this is the latest film by director George Clooney, and I do think he is a talented director when he's behind the camera, and I definitely think he has crafted some pretty well-made films that he's made as a director, namely Good Night and Good Luck and The Ides of March. However, in recent years, for some of his recent movies that he's done as director, there have been a few handful of them that I found either solid or just okay. But I was still really intrigued to check this one out here, since this was his latest work that he was doing as a director. Although when it comes to him as an actor himself, I do think he's a really great actor when he's in front of the camera, because again he's just a terrific actor. And I didn't even know about this whole true story that this film tackles on here, since this is based on a true story. And I went to the film knowing nothing about it, as well as knowing nothing about the book as well, because apparently this movie is also based off a book as well. And this film came out around Christmas in the US, but we didn't get this until January of this year in the UK. And I did see this movie a couple of days after it was released in the UK. Like, it came out along with Poor Things, which I went to see that first. And so I decided to see this film just a couple of days after it was released. And after watching this whole movie here, I overall had a fine time here with this new George Clooney directorial flick here, and this movie wasn't too bad here for the most part. The acting for the most part I thought was overall pretty solid. Like Joel Edgerton, who plays the coach in the movie, I thought he was really good, and Callum Turner, who plays one of the members of this rowing team that we do follow in the movie, I thought he was also pretty good as well, and everyone else for the most part were overall pretty solid. Although when it comes to some certain characters in the movie, there are a few that we do follow in the film, and they do have a bit of depth to themselves here. But there were just a few in the film. They just don't have a whole lot of depth to themselves, and I kind of wish the film could have added a bit more into some of these characters that we could have seen more of in the film. Mostly like some of the other members of this rowing team that we do follow in the film here, because they do appear in the film quite a bit, but we just don't get to see them that much here, and they just don't have a whole lot to themselves here. And the direction by George Clooney I thought was pretty well made for an old-fashioned movie like this one, because this film is set in the 1930s, and the racing scenes as well I thought were pretty well made when we get to see the team like competing in these races that they do compete, as well as like when you see them train as well in the film here as well. And the story I found it to be pretty interesting here, since it is based on a true story here. Although there are times where the pacing does feel rough, because it's a pretty overlong. It is not like an overlong film. It's just like 2 hours and something minutes. It's just that there were a few scenes in the film that do play off a bit slow, but the film does manage to pick itself up to basically move on to a next scene that is pretty important to the film here. But all in all, The Boys in the Boat, I overall had a fine time here with this new George Clooney directorial flick here. And if you do know about the whole true story here, or if you've read the book, or you're a fan of like director George Clooney or any of the stars like Joel Edgerton, I would say this one might be a cup of tea. So that's pretty much all I have to say about The Boys in the Boat. I'm going to give The Boys in the Boat 3 out of 5. Didn't have a whole lot to say about this movie other than I overall had a fine time here with this new directorial work from George Clooney here. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching for my AK After I Saw review on The Boys in the Boat, and let me know what you think of this movie if you have seen this already, or if you just recently checked this out. Did you overall enjoy this, or was this not your cup of tea? As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and this has been Foggins Media Corner signing off.